Yo YouTube everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to slay in diamond lobbies throughout this process to our road to Iridescent. We've been trying different formats, trying different play styles, and this game I was like, you know what, I'm going to push through, try to be the slayer for the team and try to get us the victory in this solo queue game. Doesn't quite start as I want it to mean on as we go through to the left hand side. The guy was ready by the truck, and honestly man, these lobbies are getting harder and harder. I don't know what it is about this season, but every single lobby I seem to be getting into, we're going up against platinum, disguise, and look at the emblems, the iridescent, their crimsons. It's getting difficult, man. It's getting difficult. But let me know down in the comments how you guys are finding the new season, what rank you are, and where you want to be at the end of it. Going through to P2 here, we got a nice little kind of points going into this P2 area. P1 we managed to break it, going through on the right hand side here. That's a great nade. One little trick for you guys that I've actually started to implement into my own gameplay is try to nade cars and trucks. I don't know, it must sound obvious, even now when I'm saying it in hindsight, it does sound obvious, but a lot of the times I don't really think of it. And just there, that guy kind of naded the truck and it blew up, and I just thought about it. It's quite a good tip if you guys don't implement that in. We go through right there. That was a really good corner. That's probably a corner I haven't seen used too often, to be honest with you. He actually got a two-piece. Something I recommend is trying to, when you guys push a certain area, if you do die, I'll be like, cool, how did I die, what did my opponent do, and try to copy that. And that is one way how I like to improve. We go through, we use a stun grenade to bounce off the wall, we take out one. We see this guy in the left corner here, we're going to wait, he chucks a stun in, my teammate goes through, I know he's on my left, we're going to try to crouch, but that stun grenade was just too strong for me and takes me out. And although we you know, obviously we eventually start to slay out the enemies, man, this start wasn't too well. The start was going to our opponent's way. Into the P3 now. Although individually I'm not having the greatest of games, I think we're just trying to out-rotate the opponent, and they just seem to be getting the edge of me, man. They seem to be playing pretty well, pretty disciplined, and overall they just seem to be covering the cuts. As you kind of progress and go into more advanced lobbies, this is what happens, man. I feel like the opponents, they just do a good job of cutting lanes, and you need to make sure as a team you can push through. So I'm going to wait for my teammate. My teammate does die. I noticed that he died from this alleyway, so the guy's probably in the top window. I'm going to see if I can get an angle off, and at this point it's really difficult to break, man. This hard point is quite hard to break. They spawn behind me, things are all over the place, and my teammate does open up the bloods with a three-piece, and just like that, man, we get a bit of momentum, but again, we're spawning on the other side of the map. I have to get there as quick as possible. My teammate clutches up, he gets a two-piece. Now, you don't want to take your time, you want to run, you want to try to help them as quick as possible. I'm going to go around here while my teammate goes through the back door. I'm going to wait for the nade, go through the front door, and yeah, there's two of them there, man. Again, it's all about timing, all about going as a team, and to start this game off with, we were getting absolutely fried, but that's okay. We're not going to panic. We're going to think, right, what is happening here? It seems like I'm not losing gunfights that I normally would win. It's more that I'm getting into positions where the opponents are already pre-aiming me, and they're just playing a lot of creddy angles I'm not expecting. So I'm like, cool, let me just make sure I'm prioritizing the rotation, try to get some confidence back and see what I can do. So that's exactly what I'm going to do in this hard point. With about 25 seconds, I'm going to start rotating. I'm going to chuck a stun grenade off, start to worry about the back here, and I think that was a good play. So I backed off, chucked a stun grenade. I know somebody's here. We're going to go through. My teammate takes him out, and now it's time to go back to the attention where the gate was. And that stun grenade, what it did is allow me to kind of get 10 seconds on the hill without worrying about you know, the cut. So we're going to go through here, we get a nice grenade kill, we take out the second, and just like that we're able to essentially push through and break the hard point by ourselves, all because we were playing a creddy angle. So what I noticed from the beginning is, right, my opponents are playing creddy angles. If you guys don't know what creddy angle is, it's just a bit of a weird angle, something that you don't really expect, like an off angle. And I think it's really important to play creddy angles in scenarios where your opponents are playing aggressive, they're playing as teams, because you're able to catch them off guard. That's exactly what happens there. We're on a 5 streak, and I noticed, right, I'm on a 5 streak here, we almost get the 6, so it doesn't mean that they're necessarily better than me. It doesn't mean that they're, you know, they're more gun skill than me. All it is that my pacing was kind of off. My opponents were getting into positions before me, getting into power positions. So it's okay. As long as I work on my pacing, adjust my kind of gameplay, we should be able to slay out and win the game. So we're going through into the next hard point. Now, this is a bit of a make or break situation because we're down by 15. They've got the rotation. I'm going to play it slow. I like this play here. I didn't overcommit. I knew that somebody would be checking that area. Chucked a stun grenade. The stun grenade is going to be used as a bit of a decoy. I'm going to go to the left here, try to back off, try to play this corner, and there we go. We spot a guy right in front of me, going to back off again, chuck a grenade over. Now, although they're getting some time here, it's important to apply the pressure. We don't want to play too passive, and we don't want to die. So I'm going to try to apply the pressure, go through. We take out one, great kill. We're going to back off. My teammates pushing through, and just like that, we've given them 20 seconds, but now we're in a situation we can probably break the hill. My teammate gets a massive two-piece. I get one, pushing through. That is 3 down. I know they're going to be spawning in this alleyway. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to wait. As soon as he pushes through, we take him out. Honestly, poor shooting, man. Poor shooting from me. That is a kill I'll probably get 9 out of 10 times. I don't know why I stopped shooting. That was just, yeah, one of those gunfights which I don't want to talk about. That was a terrible, terrible play. We go through. My teammate gets taken out. I know he's going to be on the right-hand side. I've got the dead silence. So we're going to slide across or jump through. Gets the camera off. We take him out. And now I'm like, cool, let me get to the top here, man. This is a scenario where I have to make a play. I have to be the one to get my team back into this game. And let's see how that works out. Good centering onto the second. We take him out. Gonna back off out the window. And honestly, man, just great play. Really smooth gameplay there. We jump out the window. I really baited him in there. Really, really good individual play. We go through. The fourth is there. We make him one shot. I'm not going to worry about him too much. I'm going to go behind him while the dead silence is still activated. Now, I probably wouldn't have made this play if my dead silence wasn't activated. But because it was still there, I thought he wouldn't be able to hear me. And it's just a good way to maneuver around the map. And just like that, again, we're winning gunfights. We're on another 4 to 5 streak here. All because of positioning. All because of outplaying the opponents. So every time I'm dying and going on a death streak, the problem isn't my gun skill, it's down to my pacing, and I'm really trying to get that into my head, because this game is such a confidence game where if you play with confidence you might be able to make a play. If you lack confidence, then your timing can definitely suffer from it. That's not what I want to see. The guy, I heard him broke through, so we tried to pre-fire. That's just some good reactions. We get the melee off. Normally we lose that kind of gunfight in that scenario, but yeah, we managed to clutch that one off. Good melee. We go through, and just like that, man, with a couple of rotations we're actually able to take the lead. But we're not actually slaying the lobby yet. The title of the video is how to slay lobby, so you're going to see what happens. Now, let's summarize the game so far. The hills that we're not doing too well in, we're getting out slayed. The hills we're doing okay in. I feel like we're doing pretty good. We're getting on like 5 streaks, 6 streaks. You see here we're 1 off the precision. We're not doing too bad. And all it comes down to is getting that one bit of momentum where you kind of take over the lobby. And this could be the bit here. As we get a 6 streak, we're going through. And yeah, so my main kind of focus of this video is to get you guys to not worry too much about how you're playing and changing your whole play style. It's more just to fix your pacing and just think as the game's going on, what is going wrong? Like, am I actually getting outgunned? Because if that's the case, then you have to adjust it differently. You have to think, right, I have to get into favorable positions. I have to be in head glitches. I have to maybe play dead silence, get behind my opponents. But if it's like this game where I thought I wasn't getting outgunned, but it's literally down to positioning and essentially getting caught off guard in the solo kind of, as I was pushing by myself, the enemies were kind of in groups. And I was getting caught off guard. So all I had to do was kind of slow down my gameplay and think, right, I want to rotate, basically out-rotate my opponents and get into positions before they're even there. That way I'm able to get the gunfight. We go through, it's a good kind of mixy gunfight there. The aim assist looks like it messed up, but we were able to get that kill. We're going to back off here. And we got a bit of a lead, man. Literally, those last 2 hard points allowed us to go through. Really, really good shots there. I love that gunfight. That's such a confidence booster there. If you win a gunfight like that, it's such a confidence booster. And the way I was able to win that is because I used a single tap fire shot that we had in our previous video from the other day. If you guys haven't seen it, it's the how to aim like Dashi. What I would recommend if you have those medium range gunfights like right there on the head glitch is don't just spray your gun and control the recoil, because it gets quite, obviously your recoil is a little bit predictable in this game. It is quite easy to control, but instead of doing that, I always recommend going for like shooting is exactly the amount of bullets that it takes to kill the opponent is the best way. So maybe shoot 3 or 4 bullets, let the gun recenter by letting go of the trigger and then doing the same thing again. That way it just allows for a lot better recoil control, and we were able to do that there. We were able to use that mechanic going through. We're getting a bit of time on the P1. My teammates on the rotation. What I spotted there was 2 people in the back alley. I am spawning all the way out here, so we know this is going to be a difficult break. The guy gets some good shots off me. I thought I'd be able to take him out. Isn't quite the case, so that's fine. We're up by 50, and what do? I get a blessed spawn, a very, very lucky spawn. We're going to go through. I know they're going to be the alleyway here, so I'm going to go through, chuck a stun grenade, jump across his bullets, take out 1. There's 2 people in the alleyway, so I'm going to shut the door, use this head glitch to my advantage, go through, we take out the second, go towards back green alley, and in this case, I'm looking at the minimap, I'm like, right, what area is clear? This left area is clear, and the right area is clear. Go through the left, make him one shot, chuck a grenade on the right side, push through, middle area is now cleared, going to watch that, and it's all about just maneuvering around, and making it easier on yourself. So we go through, I see them here, going to back off as soon as it's out in the open. All these gunfights sound so easy, and what at the start looked like a very difficult game for me, we started to struggle. It's now looking like an easy game. We're slaying the lobbies, we're getting precision airstrikes, and we managed to get over 100 points in a row. And you guys literally saw the transformation. Nothing crazy happened. It's not like I changed my sensitivity, my settings, my class. I use the exact same things. The only thing I changed in the game was my thought process, how I approach the gunfights, and I thought, right, they're obviously getting kind of the edge on me because they're rotating, so I need to just prioritize the rotations, because rotations is single-handedly the most important important thing in hardpoint. It's very, very important. Once you have the rotations, you just have an advantageous position, and it's a lot easier to win the gunfights. Going through to this next hill, we only need 3 seconds. I'm like, cool. I can take my time. We're spawning at the back here. Let's go through this dark alleyway, see if we spot anybody. My teammate gets 2 down, and it's always about looking at the kill feed and deciding what to do. So because my teammates get a 2-piece there, I know I just got the 3rd kill. There should only be 1 left in the hill. So now the rest of the team is probably going to come through the right-hand side. So let's push through, try to pinch him. And although we died here, we kind of, you know, bought a little bit of time for my teammate to push through. Didn't quite work out there, but maybe if I waited an extra second or so, we would have been good. But looking at the time, looking at the scoreboard, I'm like, you know what? Let's chalk it up. Let's rotate. This is where we started to see some success like a few minutes ago on the first rotation. Let's let them have 20 seconds because worst case scenario, they go to 200 points. That doesn't matter. The game's to 250. They can get to 200 as long as we win the game. I'm going to set up in the new hardpoint. The worst thing you can do in this situation is push for scrap time, lose the spawns, and just get into a blender and the opponents actually clutch up. That's what happens when teams kind of lose a massive lead. They start to fight for scrap time because the pressure gets to them. They know they just lost 40 seconds. But don't do that. Calm down, relax the gameplay, go through, and just like that, we were actually able to drop 25 kills. We didn't get much time in the hill. My teammates did a great job of getting the time in the hill. But I just think overall we did a really good job of cutting lanes, playing certain power positions, and overall I think it was a pretty good game. Considering we didn't start too well, we managed to bring that game back, and our journey to Iridescent continues in episode 15. I'll catch you guys for tomorrow's episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. Peace.